let's jump right into it. Have you ever felt like life was just treating you unfairly? Like you're looking up at the sky, completely frustrated, wondering why a specific, painful setback had to happen to you of all people? Well, in today's explainer, we are unpacking something absolutely profound that speaks directly to that exact frustration. We're decoding this fascinating, generations-old parable. On the surface, yeah, it's a simple story about a temple worker. But underneath, it literally holds the key to fundamentally rewiring how we view our entire lives. Get ready for a major shift in perspective. Okay, so let's really dive into this. I want you to stop and seriously think about this for a second. What if you could play God for just one day? I mean, imagine having absolute, unchecked power. Picture yourself sitting high up on that pedestal, watching the whole world go by, orchestrating the whole shebang. It sounds incredible, right? So empowering. But, as we're going to see in this story, this unimaginable power comes with one virtually impossible catch. And it's a catch that totally tests the very core of human nature, especially our desperate need to jump in and fix things that look broken to us. So our story kicks off in a super relatable setting. We meet this poor temple cleaner. Literally every single day, this guy is sweeping floors, just scraping by on the meager pennies the priest hands him from devotee donations. I mean, he is exhausted. He's struggling just to put food on the table. And one day, he looks up at the idol in the temple, who just looks so serene, so completely unbothered by everything, and the cleaner's frustration just boils over. He actually complains to the idol. He says, "Your life is so easy. You just stand there peacefully while I break my back all day. I wish I had your job." And then, no way, right? A voice actually echoes from the idol. God tells him, look, the job is not easy. It takes immense patience. You have to orchestrate countless lives. But the cleaner, he insists he can handle it. So, miraculously, God actually agrees to swap places with him for one single day. But, and this is a huge but, there's a massive condition to taking on this divine power. To step onto that pedestal, the man has to follow 3 absolute non-negotiable rules. 1, listen patiently to every single person who walks into that temple. 2, do not react to anything you see or hear. And 3, this is absolutely crucial, remain completely, absolutely silent. No matter what happens right in front of his face, he cannot utter a single word. So God steps down, grabs the broom, and the cleaner steps up. You can practically feel the tension already, right? This isn't just about standing still. This is going to be the ultimate test of patience. All right, let's watch how this unfolds as the day goes on. The tests start rolling in like clockwork. Right at 10 a.m., a wealthy merchant walks in. He's praying for his brand new factory to pull in massive profits. But as he bows down, his thick, heavy wallet just slips right out of his pocket onto the floor. The guy on the pedestal sees it, and his first instinct is to shout. But he remembers the rule, right? Absolute silence. Then an hour goes by. 11 a.m. A desperately poor man walks in, weeping. He's begging for just a tiny bit of money for medicine for his dying mother. As he turns to leave, boom, what does he see? The merchant's wallet. Naturally, he thinks it's a direct miracle. He praises the heavens, scoops it up, and sprints out to save his mom. Now the man on the pedestal is just agonizing over this. He knows it's the merchant's money, not a divine gift, but he's forced to just stand there, totally quiet. Finally, noon hits. A third man enters, a sailor. He's just praying for a safe 15-day voyage across some really dangerous seas. Okay, the pieces are completely set. And then, the quiet, peaceful vibe of the temple is just completely shattered. Things escalate fast. The rich merchant comes storming back in, but he's not alone this time. He's brought the local police with him. He scans the room, spots the sailor standing exactly where he was praying earlier, and immediately points him out. He accuses this totally innocent sailor of stealing his wallet. The police immediately grab the sailor, who was obviously panicking, pleading, swearing up and down he didn't take a thing. But the cops, they aren't hearing it. They just start dragging him away to prison. Right at this exact moment, the temple cleaner's human sense of justice completely takes over. He's watching an innocent guy get dragged off in chains, and he can't take it anymore. He snaps. He breaks the golden rule. He shatters that absolute silence he swore to keep. Speaking right down from the pedestal, he commands the whole room. "You are taking the wrong man. The sailor didn't take the wallet. It was taken by a poor man who is here right before him. I have seen everything." Well, the police are completely stunned by this booming voice from the idol, so they immediately let the sailor go, and they rush out to hunt down the poor man. Okay, so the dust settles. Fast forward a bit, the sun starts to set, and evening falls over the quiet temple. God finishes sweeping up the floors and heads back over to the pedestal. The man steps down, and he is just beaming. I mean, he is so proud of himself. He looks right at God and starts boasting about his day. He's like, "I couldn't just stand there and watch this huge injustice happen." He eagerly explains how he broke the silence, sure, but he did it to save a totally innocent sailor from rotting in a dark prison. In his mind, he absolutely crushed it at playing God. But God doesn't congratulate him. Instead, the man gets hit with this sobering, totally world-tilting twist. God looks at him and says, "What have you done? I told you to remain silent like an idol, but by speaking, you have ruined my entire plan." The temple cleaner is just floored. He starts stammering, like, how could that even be possible? Actually, from his perspective, he stopped a terrible injustice. How in the world could doing the right thing ruin a divine master plan? Now, here is where it gets really fascinating. This is where we see the huge gap between our limited human perception and, well, the ultimate big picture. To the temple cleaner, the poor man taking the wallet was just an unfair theft, right? A mistake that had to be fixed. But from God's view, the reality was entirely different. God reveals that the wealthy merchant had actually made a lot of his money through corrupt, pretty shady means. So by losing a little fraction of that ill-gotten wealth, the merchant was actually being relieved of some of his sins. And the poor man, he desperately needed that exact amount to save his dying mother, so his intense suffering was finally eased. What looked like a literal crime to a human was actually this profound, invisible rebalancing of the scales. And it gets even deeper with the sailor. This is a brilliant example of dramatic irony. To the guy on the pedestal, the sailor getting locked up was the ultimate injustice, an innocent man thrown in jail for no reason. But the omniscient view tells a totally different story. God knew that a massive deadly storm was brewing out there on the ocean. If the sailor had gone on his 15-day voyage that afternoon like he planned, he would have absolutely drowned. Being wrongly arrested and thrown in jail for a few days, that was actually a divine shield. It was literally the only way to keep him safely on land, totally out of the storm's path. So, what does this all mean for us? Well, it mirrors our everyday lives so perfectly. We are exactly like that temple cleaner. Our fundamental human limitation is that we only ever see the present moment. We get a flat tire, we lose a job, a relationship ends, and we instantly judge it as a tragedy. We feel hurt, we get confused, and we're like, why is the universe punishing me? But this explainer is a powerful reminder that setbacks are so often just protections in disguise. While we're obsessing over the snapshot of today, there's a broader perspective. Call it God, the universe, or just time unfolding that sees the entire path stretching out ahead. The real challenge for us is learning to actually trust that broader process, even when it feels incredibly uncomfortable. Which brings us to the absolute core takeaway of today's story. It's perfectly summed up right here. Sometimes what looks like a loss is actually a hidden blessing, and what seems unfair may be protecting us from greater pain. This is the exact mindset, the mantra we need to cling to during life's most confusing, messy chapters. It's basically an invitation to keep our faith and hold on to our patience, understanding that the master plan is just way bigger and way wiser than our immediate knee-jerk emotional reactions. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a really powerful question to chew on today. What perceived injustice in your life is actually protecting you right now? Seriously, think about it. That recent rejection, that closed door, or that super frustrating delay you're dealing with. If you looked at it through that omniscient lens we've been talking about, not as a punishment, but as a hidden blessing or a shield, how would that shift your perspective? Keep that in the back of your mind the next time things don't go your way. Thank you so much for exploring this mind-bending concept with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.